What can great content do for your business? One of the biggest things when I was running my first company, and this is going to apply like anyone that's running a small service-based business, it's your online portfolio. Having great content acts as a portfolio for you. And that's in my previous points, trust, loyalty, enhancing your brand image. All comes down to the fact of when people are looking for your service that you provide and they look at your website, ultimately it's just a case of, can I buy from you? Why should I give you my money? I've got some money here, I'm ready to hand it over for the value that you offer. Why should it be you that I hand my money to? I've never met you before, so why can I trust you? And that's what great content can do. It can build those layers of trust, communicate your messaging, communicate your value, showcase the authority that you have in your industry and why you're the solution for their problem. And it's my first company was a garden company. And that was pretty much when I thought of my website, when I thought of my social media presence, it was all about having an online portfolio to showcase what we can do and giving people helpful information just to guide them on how to look after a great garden space and become more environmentally friendly, be more sustainable, and just nurture nature around them. I did not care about comments, likes, followers, did not give a shit about it. What it was meant for was just drip feeding that knowledge, those little pearls of wisdom, building a sense of trust, establishing the authority my business had so that people wanted to buy. Couldn't care less if someone liked, commented, shared it, whatever. All I cared that, and this is what I found, I would have interactions with synergetic partners. So as I said, garden maintenance company. I met a garden designer, garden architect, got chatting to them and said, oh yeah, my name's Hayden Bloomfield. And they went, Bloomfield, yeah, you put a thing up on LinkedIn, don't you? Every week it's like tips of the week or like what to do in your garden this week. I was like, yeah, that's it, yeah, like a little banner and it's got the tips of the week. She's like, yeah, really great. I love that. It always gives me some great ideas and I always know that when you put it up, there's gonna be something helpful there. It just inspires me to get out in the garden, especially these colder months. It's really giving me some motivation there to get outside. And I thought, amazing. Like I couldn't believe it. And I was actually thinking about the fact that it was a week or two before I thought, is this even worth it? I'm putting this post up every week. I've scheduled them, I've planned out, I've written up the content for 52 posts every week. Is it worth it? And I meet that person. No one's like, I got 1 or 2 likes here and there, but the fact that I met someone who was going to be a big synergetic partner, think garden maintenance company, garden architects, they're literally designing beautiful gardens which are going to need maintaining. That's someone I want to know, someone I want to build trust in. And literally, I've just met them. As soon as they hear my name, instant authority, instant trust, instant referability because we knew what we were talking about. And the fact that the content was consistently there every week, giving a helpful tip, just purely about what you can do in your garden. Here's some ideas. Here's how to maintain it. Here's how to look after it. That meant she could refer us for confidence just because of that, because of content. And not only that, there was other layers too. That was a synergetic partner. I also started to find this theme when I was looking at prospective clients. And obviously, having a new garden or a new prospect come on board, it meant going to their garden, have a walk around with them, understand what their needs are and what they're looking for and see if our service could help. I started to see how my content was becoming even more of an asset in that sense. Like, yes, it's the online portfolio, but what can really be powerful is when people are looking for your service is they're obviously going off doing the research. And in the example, especially if you're a trades business, people are probably going to get 2, 3, 4, 5 quotes. So they're going to research 2, 3, 4, 5 different companies. And what I found was I was looking at people's gardens and I would ask the question, have you had a garden before? What was your experience? What was good? What was bad? Are you getting some other quotes in? Where do we stand? And what is your need? And what are you kind of going through in your journey of finding the right gardener? And that question was always answered with, yeah, we'll get a couple quotes in, see who we like. We like you for this, but we still want to make sure that people are generally going to say nice things to you in your face. But what I started to realize in putting out loads of great quality content was that people would start to change their messaging to me, and it would become more along the lines of, yeah, we were going to get a few quotes in, but to be honest, we was going through a couple of websites, we came across yours, and then was looking at your social channels and whatnot, and we really liked this video X, how to prune your roses, like really helped. We've got a few roses in the garden, and they'll probably enjoy the garden, and just your video was so helpful, real simple to understand, could follow it through, and just my partner and I found it so helpful, and just thought, you guys clearly know what you're doing. You're really helpful with it and seem really nice and friendly. Like, when can you start? And I would think, are you still getting other quotes in? Is that still something? And their response was kind of, well, you know what you're doing, and like, as long as your price isn't out of this earth, like, yeah, get started. Like, you've shown us that you know what you're doing. You've really helpful those videos, so thank you for that. And I'm sure we'll watch and come up some more in the future and see what else is helpful in the garden. But otherwise, when can you start? And it was because of all of that content, it just set our authority so much higher than the other options they were looking at. Because there was a helpful video on how to look after their garden, there was a helpful blog article on the questions that they needed to ask a gardener to know that they were going to get a good quality service. Other things along tree surgery, of like what to ask a tree surgeon before you let them work in your garden. Just giving them helpful advice, tricks and tips, how to get the best out of your service and how to find the best service around. And it just meant that our authority was instantly elevated and we became the go-to. We clearly knew and could provide the solution to their problem.